All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Best Damn Fantasy Show. Tonight, we are chronicling the start of trading season in our league, the Collegiate Baseball League. We did our startup draft, if you remember. We chronicled the first rounds of that draft back in December 26th. And now we're back at it as the drafts are all finished now. And we have blended the league so you can cross-conference trade, and trading begins tonight. For those in the league, I'm going to walk you through a couple of things over the next half hour before we launch trading. And then we will see what trades go down. There's some word on the street of some big moves being made. And so I'm looking forward to 8 o'clock getting here and seeing what we have that goes down. But the first thing that I want to do is, I mentioned, I want to walk you through a few things. And we'll start here on the on Fantrax because there's a couple of unique things, aspects of this league that I want to walk some of the league members through. As you remember, there's 128 teams in this league, so it is very robust. And I want to make sure that everybody knows how to do certain things. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and bring this up now. Yes, I'm in a lot of leagues. I know that. Just ignore how many leagues I am in off to the side there. But would love your all's comments as we go. And I provided, and hopefully we'll get some people to join in on this with me. I already see some comments in the chat. Chris says, can't wait. Christian says, can't wait for 8 o'clock. I can't either, because the word on the street that I've heard a couple of these trades, if they go through, that is some big moves being made. Baum B119, not sure what team you are. I believe Christian is Rice, the Rice Owls. This is Houston, it looks like. At least I think that's what that's implying. But anyway, getting back to Fantrax here, whenever you pull up, this is the main landing page of the league. So as you can see, you kind of scroll through here. This is the first time you're using Fantrax in any league. I just kind of wanted to walk through you on the landing page. You'll notice down here there's some player news. So anytime there's an injury or whatever there is, you'll be able to see the latest news for your players. This is by default your team, but there is a drop down menu here. If you have like a watch list that you've created in the free agent pool or across the league, you can click here. And I'm not going to click that because I don't want my watch list players to show up. But anyway, and then Aaron is asking about the draft room. Whenever we change the settings to allow the pools to be conference wide, I didn't know this was going to happen, but for some reason it wiped out the draft history. So there's no longer draft history available on the main page. So if anybody had any roster errors with their classes, as I mentioned last night, you had until 5 o'clock to get those in. So at this point, those classes are locked in. We will not be making any changes since we can't access the draft list anymore. Jesse comments that hopefully trades are more exciting than the Ref Fest playoff game that just concluded. I did not get to see any of that Chiefs and Texans game. I see the Chiefs won, so I'm not looking forward to that too much. Hey, Clay, how's it going, man? Thank you guys for joining. I'm going to move back over to Fantrax here so that I can kind of go through. It also shows injury reports down here on the main page. Most people in the league are Fantrax veterans and know that those are there, but there are a few people in the league that I'm pretty sure do not have experience using Fantrax. So I just want to take that opportunity to do that. If you go and you click on the players tab right here, it'll take you to the free agent pool. And this is the main thing that I wanted to be able to show you tonight. I had somebody ask me earlier if you could change the stats that show up. And I'm not seeing it now. I thought there was a place I thought that you could change what stats show up here, but I'm not seeing that now. Whenever I looked at it earlier, I could have swore there was a button that you could press. But anyway, what I really wanted to show you on the pool is over here where it says rosters. If you can see that, it's probably a little small, but where it says right ROS right here. That's the number of times that a player in the league is rostered. If they show up here, that means they're a free agent and can be claimed. And I'm going to turn on claims and trades here at 8 o'clock. So you'll be able to see that, start making those trades and claims at that time. But if you look in the player pool, you'll see every player that's available on the free agent waiver wire. And then this roster column shows you how many times they've been rostered. So this means that Braxton Garrett is rostered 7 times in the league. As you remember, you're able to each player is able to be rostered up to 8 times. So this says 7. So that means there's 1 copy of Braxton Garrett available. If you scroll down here, you'll see that Patrick Corbin is only rostered 1 time. So that means there's 7 copies of Patrick Corbin. What that will do is if, say, when the first free agent run goes on Monday morning, if 9 people were to put in bids for Patrick Corbin, it means that only 7 of those 9 would be able to win a copy of Patrick Corbin. So it'd be the 7 highest bidders, basically. When you click the plus button, it'll prompt you to put in your bid. You have a FAB budget of $500. If you don't know FAB, that means free agent acquisition budget. So that's basically what you have for the season is $500. And that will go, if it's use it or lose it, you don't get to carry over anything to the next year. So that's basically, you don't want to leave anything on the table at the end of the season. But then one of the other things I wanted to make mention of on the bidding is it is Vickery style, which is the technical term for eBay style of bidding. So like if I bid $25 on Patrick Corbin and the next highest person only bid 14, then it would charge me $15 to win the bid, if that makes sense. Let's see, back to the chat. I'm not sure what Kenny's talking about. What's not true, Kenny? Are you going to jump on here tonight? I put the link in the conference commissioner channel on Discord so that people could see. And Brian says to set the player list back. Oh, okay. Let me try that real quick. Maybe that's what I did earlier, and that's why I could see that. Okay, yeah. So when you click on hitters, it's a scoring category, tracked, standard, sabermetric. And then here, Kenny's finally joining us. All right, Kenny, what's up, buddy?
Yo, yo, yo. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Are you working tonight or?
No, I am not working.
Oh, you were watching the Chiefs. But anyway, yes. What I was saying is like you can change the scoring category because like some people were saying, well, I don't want to look at grounded into double plays, but you could just change it to extra would give you some different options. Sabermetric. Looks like we got Jim joining us on the stage too. So let me bring on Jim. Jim, what's going on, buddy? Got a lot of background there, noise there, Jim. Anyway, and there's sabermetric. There's a number of different things that you can check to look at different stats because on the tract here, there might be some columns that we don't even use in the league. So it may not be relevant to you. But those are kind of things I wanted to make mention of. The other thing is that when you're in your roster, if you go to drop somebody, this will probably catch you by catch you by surprise at first. But when you go to drop somebody, it's going to prompt you. Actually, it didn't there. It's whenever you do a claim and drop, because Steven mentioned this earlier. So if I did $5, let's see, continue to drop. And then say I went to drop Dansby. Well, I guess it didn't do it. Steven said that it was prompting to do a claim budget in the drop, but it's not for me now. But I noticed in our test group, we did a test group last month for some of us, and in the test group, whenever you go to do trades, it would prompt you in the trades for a claim budget. So like I'm just going through here, and maybe it's when I hit submit, it's not showing up for me. So I'm not sure what's going on. Cause like Kenny, were you in the test group?
Sorry, had to take me off. No, I was not in the test group.
Okay. I know Mr. Pink was the one in the test group.
I've seen the screenshots. So
yeah, we shared the screenshots. I know in the commissioner room, but it was prompting you for a budget. If you're going to just drop somebody or make a trade, do not put any money in that box. If it pops up, just ignore it. I think it's just a glitch with the copies screen for whatever reason, or it's a glitch because of the copies league. I think that's the only thing I can surmise. But we just ignored it when we did the test group, and it processed the trades just fine. Don't know why that bid box was coming up. The bid box is not trading fab. If you want to trade fab as part of your deal, you need to scroll all the way down here. And then there's a little box over here that you click on to trade. And then you type in how much fab you're going to trade, and then hit the little trade button, and it'll add that to the trade that you're trying to complete. Just want to make sure that everybody understands that if that bid box pops up for any reason as part of your trade, just ignore it. Because I don't know why it was popping up during our trade group or test group. And maybe that's something that Fantrax has figured out between what was the first week of December and now too, and has that removed. Okay, Matthew is saying that the bid box should only show up if there's a copy available on waivers. So maybe that was what we were seeing on the test group. Let me find a guy like Ethan O'Donnell is somebody that I know is available on waivers.
That does make sense.
Yeah, okay, that's exactly what it was. See, now that I'm initiating a trade with Akron and Ethan O'Donnell is available on waivers, just ignore that bid box. You just hit continue, and then you'd come over here, and then you'd select that, and the bid box is there, but you would just ignore that. I'm going to cancel that out because we're not ready to do trades. Thank you, Matthew, for reminding me that it was whenever a player is still available on waivers. And I think that that's what it does in the add drop. So let me do a test of that real quick too. So I'm in the player pool now. Say I were to bid on Ryan Feltner and then continue to drop, and I'll go back to Ethan to see if that does that for him. Drop Ethan. Yeah, so it's populating that bid box. Just ignore it and continue on without doing anything there. Like I'll put 0 here. Yeah, if you're doing an add drop, it'll make you put a 0 in the box. You don't have to put any dollar amount, but just put the 0 in the box and it'll process the add drop. Let's see here. The next thing that I wanted to go through was a couple things on the Discord, because let me take this off the screen now. I'll stop sharing that. And then let me bring up the Discord. Share screen, window, Discord. Yeah. Okay, so now we have the Discord pulled up. Nobody type anything profane or anything, since this is going to be on YouTube. But we're in the league channels now. There's a little lag, sorry. So whenever you go to do your trade, we have a two-step a two-part verification system that we use in all of our leagues. And then Jim's back on, so I got Jim back now. Welcome back, Jim. The reason we do two-factor verification for trades is because we have had issues in the past where, like, say I'm talking to Neil in DM and I'm like, hey, I'll trade you, I don't know, like Christian Walker for your Juan Soto. And I'll also send you a first-round pick this year and next year. And then we agree to that in the Discord via our DM communication. But then he's like, all right, I'll do that. Will you put it through on Fantrax? So then I go to Fantrax and I send him the deal that we just discussed. But instead of doing 2 first-round picks, I only have 1. Well, whenever Neil receives the trade offer on Fantrax, naturally he's only going to he's going to assume that whatever I just sent him was what we talked about in Discord on the DMs. So a lot of times the person would not even look; they just hit accept because they were just talking about it in DM. Well, and then after it gets put through on Fantrax, then they're messaging the commissioner, "Hey, that's not that's not the deal that we discussed. Can you please reverse it?" So rather than having anything like that, we also have had situations where somebody fat fingers it. They're scrolling through the pending offer screen and they accidentally hit accept. So then, just to avoid any of those type of situations, we kind of have the two-factor verification system in our leagues. It's very simple. You're going to just scroll down here to the trades completed channel. You'll click into there, and you'll type, at your name. So like if it was me, I would put at AC Fin trades, and then I list the players I'm trading off my team. And then, as you can see here, like at Atlanta. So if I'm trading with Kenny, I would type Kenny. I can't remember your Discord screen name, but I would type at and then Kenny's screen name, and I'd type. Then I'd hit. And then I'd scroll to. Then under that, it would just say the players that Kenny's trading. It's pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple. Don't do screenshots because screenshots are going to show the trade as it is on Fantrax, and if the Fantrax trade was wrong, then both places are going to be wrong. So therefore, I would like you to write it out. And also don't do it in a way that's just a wall of text. If you do it like in the sample, it's easy to read really quickly. Whereas if you just have it in a long sentence and, it becomes a wall of text and I may miss that it's different. Not just me. There's, 8 of us that have permissions to process trades. So anytime if I'm taking too long to process it, you can tag any of the commissioners that we have on in the league, and they can process the trade too if both parties have posted and accepted. So basically one person posted in the Discord and the other person will just go in here, hit reply, type accept, and then, once we see that the trade matches what it has on Fantrax and both parties have then accepted the trade, the person who types up the deal doesn't necessarily have to hit accept because we're going to assume that since you typed the deal that you're accepting. Because a lot of times I've seen people type the deal up, post it, and then underneath that, the same person types accept. That's kind of redundant. But one of the things that Jim has brought up that might be easier tonight is to come in here and create a thread. If you're on desktop, it comes up that way. If you're on mobile, you kind of have to push on the channel until the menu options come up, and then create a thread will be on there too. But you could create a thread by coming in here and then naming the deal, whatever you want to, just maybe the main players in the deal or something. And then down here, you would type the exact same thing up that I mentioned previously, but it may just keep a little more organized. And then the other person could come in here and just reply in that thread. Just makes it a little easier. Now, normally one of the other things that's nice about doing the two-factor verification on the trades is that when you come in here and you post and accept, then a lot of times it creates a little discussion amongst league mates. They'll be like, oh man, I can't believe you traded Shohei Ohtani. I can't believe that deal. And like all of a sudden you get some league dialogue about the trade. And that's always good to have more interaction, more activity amongst each other and just kind of, discussing the trade and that kind of thing. So there's more activity in the league, the better. Tonight that may get a little clunky because there's going to, I imagine right at 8:00, we're going to have a flurry of activity with the trades. So you may see like 50 trades posted. So if we have a bunch of chatter in the trade completed channel, it might get a little carried away. So we may want to have the discussion about each trade take place in the CBL chatter. I just think it might be a little easier. Is there anything else I should bring up, guys, about, anything that I should walk through or anything like that before, trades get started? I know Kenny and, Jim, you guys have both seen how this kind of works, how this works in other leagues. So I just wondered if you guys had any commentary on that.
Love it. I love it. It makes it so much cleaner and easier to see. There are no mistakes when you do it this way, which is, the ideal. So always works well.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I know like it's happened before where you're scrolling through and you accidentally hit accept when you meant to, where you're just trying to scroll through the trade offers that you have. And it's like, shoot, I didn't mean to accept that. And so then we can easily veto that without going any further. And that's really, in our leagues, we have a policy let me bring up the Constitution real quick because I always address this in the Constitution. I'll move it over here, and I'll share the screen here in a minute once I find what I'm looking for. Trades. So I'm going to stop sharing the Discord, and now I'm going to share my screen, the Constitution. Because I don't know about you guys, but whenever I've been in leagues that have a veto system, it becomes very people weaponize their veto. People veto for reasons that aren't really supposed to be vetoing, and that kind of thing. It always causes fights. So I always have a strict policy that trades may be made freely and are only subject to executive council approval, which will then be granted in all but the most egregious of circumstances, such as collusion. A bad trade does not necessarily mean it is collusion. If somebody makes a bad trade, that means that they made a bad trade. Every one of us on here has probably made a bad trade too.
Not me.
If you're acting well, the lunchbox, I wouldn't expect anything more. But what collusion means is that two people got together and decided that they were going to stack one of the teams. That's collusion. One person not being intelligent on a player and trading him away for nothing is not collusion. It's just a bad trade. And
also collusion is when you offer somebody $50 for you to trade a player.
Yeah, that's offline trading offline. Out of league assets is not okay either.
Not okay.
But typically, in order to prove collusion, you have to see a pattern of bad trades before you can really definitively say, "Hey, you guys are colluding."
As much as I want an old soggy stale cheeseburger for Braxton Garrett, it's not really. That was not a legitimate trade.
Nope. Sorry, guys. All right. So, any comments on anything that I brought up so far? Do you guys have anything you wanted to touch on?
I'm here to grade, man. DJ Lunchbox is going to be stamping trades left and right. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I am too. I'm pretty excited to see the trades. If you guys could just take it away for a minute, I'm going to check some settings in the league before we get to 8:00. Maybe just talk about your teams and why some of the picks you made during the draft and that kind of thing.
All right, Jim, I guess what are some of your favorite picks that you have made? Maybe top 5.
Sasaki in a second. Now that he's a Dodger.
Saki.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I forgot you made him pretty early in the second round, didn't you?
I was the first one to take him.
That's kind of tough, though. I mean, because you have to weigh the fact that you're not going to be able to hold him, and he's not going to reset. Is it guaranteed that he's going to be up this year? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
So
it's
a little bit of a gamble. It's a little bit of a gamble, yeah. But
I figured I could keep him at. Yeah, I figured I could keep him for at most 4 years. So we'll see where he's at when he's 26, 27.
Yeah, right. If you use your red shirt on him, yeah, I get you. Correct. So yeah, no, that's an interesting pick. All right. What else? Did you have any other ones that you liked?
I felt a little short at first base. I only have Christian Encarnacion Strand and Juan Yepes backing him up. But I got something incoming for that at 8:00. So.
Oh, all right. You made a deal. That's cool. I guess on my side, I mean, I went veteran bats early. Corner. I covered my corners almost immediately. I ended up a little weak in middle infield. I got myself some Gleyber Torres in Detroit. We'll see how that works out. There's, and then Dansby. We'll see what happens with Dansby. I like a bounce back from him. So, on the pitching side, I got juniors and seniors. Like that was my goal. I wanted to invest in solid pitching that I knew I was going to have for 1 or 2 years. But other than Braxton Garrett. That doesn't count. So, but yeah, no, I did all right. I got Garrett Cole and Pablo Lopez and Seth Lugo. You know, feel like I did okay, but I don't know. I think my team's kind of a middle of the road. So, you know.
I got a junior Imanaga, a freshman Lizardo. See how that goes. Senior Freddie Peralta.
That could really pay off.
Guys, we are 5 minutes away from trading. Do either of you guys have some deals worked out already? I guess would be my question.
Well, Jim does, apparently.
Who are you sending out, Jim? You don't have to tell us the trade, but who do you got on the way out?
One of my starters. One of my senior starters.
Okay. Moving those seniors already. I'm all about obtaining some seniors. If somebody wants to trade me a senior that's productive, that's an upgrade for me, feel free to send me those blind offers. The Louisville Cardinals are open for business. I am wanting to buy some win now pieces. So,
all right. I'm thinking I might jump on that bandwagon too in a little bit. I don't have any deals on the table at the moment. Either everybody I drafted sucks and nobody wants them, or I also haven't engaged to try to find trades yet. So I just kind of wanted to see how my team's going to land. I mean, in a 16-team setup, I feel like my team could be good-ish, but more than likely middle of the road as it sits. So, but you know, we'll see how it pays off with some of my vets and see how it goes. But I am open to offers. I will review them and consider them. But
all right, guys, I have put in the Discord a link in our in CBL Chatter. I put a link to the lobby. If somebody wants to jump on and kind of make some commentary with us, I'll be glad to bring somebody on. We are, Chris. We're going to be on after 8. I'm going to be on as long as the trade activity is a flurry, just because I want to see what's going down and talk about it and just have some fun and BS tonight. I don't know about you all, but I'm ready. I'm here as long as things keep moving.
As far as transactions, I'm going to probably keep it as close to the vest like my favorite team's GM, Mike Elias. So,
Mike Elias.
Yeah, he's frustrating.
What has happened to Trader Jerry this year? We've seen no real movement from them this year. In real life, I mean, obviously.
Got nothing to trade, I guess.
He's not really done anything.
Got a busted up Luis Castillo. That's about it.
Chris in the Discord says he's got all 7 transactions ready. So I'm ready to see these things come through.
Oh, this is going to be insane. It's going to be nuts.
I want to see how the guy who drafted 27 pitchers to start his draft is going to.
Well, I don't know, Steven. Let's see what he does. I'm wondering what Steven's going to do there. Clay drafted a lot of pitchers too, so there were definitely some interesting strategies in the draft. So I can't wait to kind of see that play out. Yeah, Ty in the Discord said Buddy's about to reset his whole team. That's, Jeremy, what team is – Dallas Baptist. That's Jeremy's team. He has posted a lot of players that he has moved out, basically by showing sharing his trade block and then sharing who is no longer on it. So I am very interested in seeing Jeremy's team. That's probably the thing that I'm most interested in seeing as we approach the 8 o'clock hour.
One specific deal that he has in place. That's
you do know, or you're interested in it?
No, I know one that is going to take place.
Is that shareable or no?
I wouldn't do that to
okay.
My buddy, but
well, guys, it is time. We are open for business. I have clicked the buttons, and we are all set. We can make these trades happen. Go ahead. You can make claims too. I have activated claims and trades. We are open for business. Sound the sirens, guys. Let's go.
I'm waiting.
Well,
Who's
yeah, it's
gonna
going
be
to take a few
first?
minutes because they got to send them on fan tracks and everything. I'm really waiting for my phone to light up with the alerts. I'm
Oh
expecting a
yeah.
lot of alerts tonight. I see the trade block. I keep getting hammered with notifications about people's trade blocks. I have noticed people say that their trade block on Fantrax keeps glitching on their phone. So it may just be an issue with the volume of teams that we have. I was able to access it on my phone. But the trade block channel on Discord, like I said, the more you're on the Discord, the more you're going to engage with other league mates. And the more you engage with league mates, the more likely you are to complete deals, because you just get to know other people, and it makes it easier to work with them and negotiate trades and get those ironed out. So, and you're going to see people typing in that channel that what they're trying to do and that kind of thing on a more frequent basis. Because I don't know about you, but a lot of times I forget about my Fantrax trade block. And next thing you know, somebody will message me say, "Oh, I saw this guy on your trade block," and I'm like, "Shoot, that was 4 months ago that I did that. I forgot that he was even on there." I tend to be more proactive in keeping people up to date through the Discord channels. All of our leagues have that channel where you can post your trade block, and it helps you to do things, in the moment. You don't have to wait 2 weeks to get an offer, waiting for somebody to scroll across your fan tracks. Almost said Facebook.
Oh man.
But fan tracks trade block, I don't even really look at them, to be honest. So I don't even see other people's. Trades completed is lighting up. We've got a trade sound the side. We got a couple of trades posted in here at least.
Yep. I haven't seen anything come through in pending transactions.
I haven't either, but we see that Baby Squid is at work, so I don't know if the Rutgers and Minnesota trade is going to go down right, but it's been posted in Discord. We've got Francisco Lindor, Ryan O'Hearn, and Brandon Winokur. I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name, but man, he's got some power potential. So that's going from Minnesota, the Golden Gophers, to the Rutgers Scarlet Knights in exchange for Gunnar Henderson and Spencer Torkelson. What do you think, Kenny?
I'm gonna have to give Win the DJ.
We need the lunchbox. We need to create we need to create like an animation for the lunchbox on here.
Yeah, but no, Minnesota wins that trade. I told Peter what I thought. I said Gunnar is not somebody that I would be moving. I know he loves Lindor, but if you wanted Lindor, you should have taken him at 6, I guess. Like that's kind of my sense.
I kind of agree.
In this deal, I'm not a fan of O'Hearn, and we'll see about the prospect. I'm not 100% sure. Torkelson is, in my mind, just done. I mean, I'm not a Torkelson believer.
I'm out.
At this point.
Quad A.
But at the same, like Gunnar is a top 3 pick for me. I wouldn't have let him get to 6, where he took him. So Minnesota wins.
I have to agree. As much as I love Peter, you can't trade Gunnar. I can't. Torkelson's a non-factor in the deal. I don't even think you would have had to include him, and Minnesota would have probably taken that deal.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But Lindor, runner-up to MVP last year. If he keeps that up, who knows? I'm not sure what the classes are on those guys either, though. So I'm just kind of taking it at name value.
Oh, they're both sophomores. Lindor and Henderson are sophomores.
Well, but what about O'Hearn and
O'Hearn? I think is a senior, and Winokur I think is a freshman. So, and Torkelson, who cares? So, actually, Torkelson's a freshman. He was taken around 12, I think. So.
Okay, and then we've got another deal that's still pending. We haven't gotten an acceptance yet, but it looks like the Florida International Panthers are sending Tristan Casas and Wyatt Langford out. How about that? I mean,
for Bryce Harper.
For Bryce Harper and Pete Crow Armstrong. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I
love Wyatt Langford.
Yeah, but the deal breaker here, I think, is Casas. You add him on top of Langford, I think that's an overpay for Harper. I do.
I think you're still going to get, a couple of really good seasons out of Harper. So I don't know. I think it's a good trade. I'm interested to see that
trade. It is, but I'm going to give FAU the stand for this one.
I really love Wyatt Langford. The way he ended the season last year.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just on fire. Casas, I'm not as high on Casas as other people.
He's all right though. I mean, he's. I think he's going to be better than PCA. I mean, my problem with PCA is the strikeouts. I'm not sure he's ever going to hit at major league level, but we'll see. We'll see.
We will definitely see. A couple other trades have been posted. None of these have actually been made official yet. But looks like, Jim, you have a deal going out as you have sent. Let's see here. Jim is sending Zach Eflin for Rhys Hoskins. Jim, talk to us a little bit about that deal. Who initiated the conversation, and how did that deal come about?
Well, Cal came to me asking about some things, and he was like, "I need outfield or starters," because I posted I need a first baseman because I wasn't comfortable with just CES and others and a cast of others. So I said, Hoskins, the average isn't that great, but he'll have some power still, and I'll have him for 2 years. Aside from Eflin was only 1 year. So,
yeah. Sounds like we had some good conversation and dialogue, made for an easy deal. Mizzou, SEC Mizzou, what do you got going on? Any deals in the works here? It's like he may be having some issues trying to work out the microphone. If you didn't mean to join the actual lobby, there is a link to the YouTube stream in the announcements page. So apologize if you clicked the wrong link there, and that was my fault for the way I posted it. But I did post the link to join the lobby and give your takes on what's been going on, the activity in the chatter as well. Let's see, what other deals do we got? Ram has looked like he made a couple of moves. Kansas State is sending out Matt Wallner in return for Rams Trey Yesavage. I can never pronounce that guy's name. So Yesavage, I'm not sure how you pronounce it exactly.
Yeah. My buddy Ram, he always likes it when I pick the other side of the deal. And I'm going to do that again.
The
Lunchbox says K-State yogurt spit.
And I'm not seeing these gone through yet. Any of these gone through on Fantrax, so I don't know.
Neither am I. I don't know what's happening. Are they just popping through without commissioner approval?
They should not be, because I don't think there's anything in the history either. Let me make sure.
Trade involving. Okay, so we're seeing. I'm getting.
Yeah, there are trades going through on Fantrax. Let me fix this setting. I'm not sure what's going on here. Yeah. Trades. Shoot. I don't have vote. I need to turn on commissioner approval.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, it is.
That's what it was. Okay, guys. Sorry, you're going to have to start posting and accepting your trades. I mean, we will verify these tonight. All these have been posted in the Discord. So if you've processed a trade that was not posted and accepted in the Discord, it will be reversed because we did not have the commissioner approval part turned on. And that is my apologies for not having that turned on. It's normally a requirement in all of our leagues. Yeah, and JC2K said that his trade already went through. Make sure those have been posted and accepted in Discord as well, just to make sure that we're following league protocols. Thank you. Thank you for doing that too. Let's see. What else do we got here? We've got Santa Clara and Ram have also made a trade. Ram traded. Ram is the Yukon Huskies. So Yukon trades Brady Singer and Billy Amick to Santa Clara for Jonathan India and Ty Holton. Looks like Ram is going all in on the 2025 season.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, I think I like the India side of this deal personally. I don't know. I've always liked his swing. I liked his approach. There's a little bit of a logjam there for him in Cincinnati. So I'm liking what's going to happen for the future for that dude. I'm going to say that Ram wins that deal.
Mizzou, what do you got going on here? You got anything?
Hey guys, no, nothing right now. Sorry, I was downstairs. I was trying to do the chat thing, and then I accidentally got out. But my wife's watching some TV, so I went upstairs. But no trades for me. Just I'm gonna let the stuff go. Like it seems like there's a lot happening. I don't want to too much drama. I'm gonna let it chill out for a minute, and then maybe get into it.
Yeah, there's a flurry of activity going through. Rhode Island traded Caden Dana in return for Colson Montgomery. So that's an interesting move. We know Tony loves his Angels. So not surprising to see Tony get Caden Dana from Rhode Island. Need to make sure that Tony accepts that trade in response there tonight because that did go through before we changed the setting on Fantrax. Again, my apologies for not having that set.
That's a really even trade too.
I know. I thought it was a good trade. I like that deal for both of those guys.
Pretty even.
It looks like Florida International has some more guys on the move as they have sent Emmanuel Rodriguez. Hopefully, it's the correct Emmanuel Rodriguez. We saw that in several drafts where the wrong Emmanuel Rodriguez was taken. But Erod and Jackson Ferris are on the move to South Carolina for Carlos Rodon, Sedan Rafaela, and Mike Soroka.
I'd like to know the contract situation.
I would too. That contract in that deal matters a lot.
I think it does. So I'm not really sure how to evaluate that.
I got you out there already on blast, man. Sorry. I'm teasing. Yeah, definitely the contract status matters there.
Can we require contract status be in the posts?
I mean, it would be nice if they were on there. I don't have that in the rules settings, but it would be very nice because then we can make sure that they're not doing anything goofy on either end. But Ram has made another trade, this with the University of Illinois. So Illinois and UConn are making deals. Luke Dickerson is going from UConn to the University of Illinois for Shane Bieber. I'm not sure what class that would be.
Bieber's probably a senior, I would think. But if he's, I don't think it matters. I think the Bieber side of that wins. I think Ram wins that trade. He's not going to like me. That's two I've agreed with him on. So
we got a couple of big ones here that I just saw on the Discord. Dallas Baptist sending Travis Bizana and Zaire Hope to NC State for Teoscar Hernandez, Ryan Walker, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Man, I can't say it. My pronunciation is terrible. That's interesting.
That's a big one. I like that Yamamoto.
Yeah, that's wild. I really like the win now and the rebuild sides. So,
I might think that NC State's a little bit light on the return. I probably would have wanted maybe a little bit more. So,
Ty says FIU is the only one who drafted the right Erod, correct? Yeah, I got my first share of Emmanuel Rodriguez in the draft, so I was happy to see that. Let's see. Eugenio Suarez and Cody Bellinger. Has that trade been accepted? Yep, it looks like it has. So Tony is receiving Eugenio Suarez And Arizona State receiving Cody Bellinger. Suarez is a junior. Bellinger is a senior in that deal.
Tony wins. Tony wins the deal.
There you go, Tony. You got the dub.
Bellinger sucks, and everybody knows it.
Oh man, how many startup dynasties in like 2020 were ruined by Cody Bellinger?
Oh my gosh, I was in all of them too.
How many times was he taken early in the first round in a dynasty startup that year? I mean, that would be crushing. Oh, this is an interesting trade. Florida International sending out Cole Reagans in return for Baylor's Christian Campbell.
If that's I need to know Reagan's contract, right?
I'm gonna
it's got to be a sophomore,
junior.
like one of the first rounds. Like he went in one or two every single league, I think.
I'm guessing it's probably a sophomore.
If it's a sophomore Reagan's, I like Baylor Mike with that deal. If it's a junior Reagan's, I think I'd lean Campbell. So.
Let's see here. North Carolina, North Central Cardinals and Cal Bears. Has their trade been posted yet in the Discord? I got to scroll through here and see if I can find that. I do not see it, but that's one that's on Fantrax that has a lot of players going each way. Don't see it having been posted yet. North Central did post another trade along with Dallas Baptist. Dallas Baptist is sending Alex Verdugo to North Central for Tyler Black. That's an interesting kind of depth deal for both teams. Really, not too much going on there.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Tyler Black is probably as much of an impact as Verdugo will be.
And NC State is making another build for the future deal, as they have sent Tristan Casas, Brent Rooker, Christopher Sanchez, and Hunter Gaddis to North Central for Dylan Cruz, Jonathan Carroll, and Jonathan Long.
Yep. Dr. Funk, NC State, bringing in that Dylan Cruz. I love that. Casas is all right. Rooker, whatever. Sanchez, I mean, he's not a bad arm. Gaddis, whatever. I think you got to go with the best player in that deal being Dylan Cruz. So at least I hope anyway.
Well, and I'm wondering about the contract, the class statuses there too, because what class is Casas and Rooker
right
for North Central's side, and then going to NC State, what year is Dylan Cruz? Because I'm going to guess Dylan Cruz didn't make it to the freshman, right? Like,
yeah, I can't imagine. No, I don't think he did. I think he was.
I doubt it.
Yeah. All right. That's a good point. If Cruz is a junior or a senior, I like the other side, the Teddy side of the deal. So.
Let's see here. What else do we got on Fantrax? On Discord. We've got. It looks like we've got a deal between the Pitt Panthers and the Florida State Seminoles. Florida State is sending Walker Jenkins and Felton Celestin for Roman Anthony and Joey Bart.
There's still a Celestin on the waivers I saw.
Tell me there's not a Felton on the waivers. Wow.
I think so. I think he's only got by 7 teams.
I'm going to pull that up now. I don't see one available on the player pool.
Maybe not.
Oh, wait a minute, though. Wait a minute. You know how sometimes sometimes it adds like a blank character or something that messes up your search. But I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing him available.
Dying Koala, I think, wins this deal. Getting Celestin and Jenkins. I mean, I like Anthony, but Joey Bart is kind of whatever. Assuming that the contracts are for longer term, like if Roman Anthony is a freshman, like if he made it to the freshman rounds and Walter Jenkins didn't, I would take the freshman side of the deal. So.
Oh, wow. Eric, the Bryant Bulldogs is trading Dollander for Sandy Alcantara. That's an interesting move by both of those guys, sending a senior Sandy Alcantara for a freshman Chase Dollander. I know a lot of people got scared of him in first-year player drafts last year because of the Colorado thing, but he's proven to be the real deal, and I think that Colorado's not going to be an effect to him too much. I think he's going to be one of those guys that we have seen, players come through and actually pitch well there, like Ubaldo Jimenez. We have seen guys pitch all right in Colorado, and I think Dollander will be that next guy.
Yep.
We've got a couple comments here in the chat saying that there is a senior cruise. I'm not sure if that cruise that was just traded was a senior or not. But yeah, I could see where Cruz would have been taken in those earlier rounds and not made it to a freshman status. So Ty says that deal with Reagan's, he was a junior. So that makes that deal a little bit more even, in my opinion. If he'd been a sophomore, I would have leaned more toward the side that was receiving Reagan's. But a junior, that makes it a little bit more palatable to me.
Wow.
Jesse says he doesn't love the return in that Bieber deal. So interesting commentary there.
Do we see the Cal Bears North Central Cardinals trade posted yet?
I have not seen it posted in the Discord. I see it sitting there pending on Fantrax. We just had another trade come through though on Discord where the Bryant Bulldogs are making some moves. The Bryant Bulldogs have sent Marcus Simeon, Arjun Nimala, and Braylon Payne to Cal for Ricky Tiedemann, Robert Snelling, and Kevin McGonigal and Seaver King. That's a lot of prospects going each way.
Yeah.
Let's see if that's been posted on the on Fantrax. Accepted on
Fantrax. It
Fantrax.
just came up on Fantrax.
Did it? Yep, there it is. I'm going to go ahead and hit approve on there. But that's a lot of interesting prospects.
Has it been accepted, though? I don't see the accept on it.
Oh, shoot. That's my bad. I jumped the gun there. And I'll bet that Cal, he is a West Coast guy that works a lot of weekend nights. So I bet he's working right now. He'll make good on it. Chris, his name's Chris. He's been in our leagues for, 5 years now. Good
dude, fellow Irish fan.
We've got Luis Gill, it looks like, going from Florida International to Arizona State for Schmidt and Estrada. I hate when there's no first names because sometimes I'm not sure who those guys are. Let's see if I can find it on Fantrax. And then as soon as I see it, I'm like, oh, gosh, how did I not know who that was? I don't see it on Fantrax yet. But I am seeing that Walker Jenkins, Roman Anthony deal. Let's see if they've accepted that one on Discord yet. That was, who was that? Pitt and Florida State.
Yeah, he just accepted that, I think.
Yep, there he is. There he is. I'll go ahead and push that one through.
Did you guys already talk the one North Central?
Which one?
Cal Bears.
No, I haven't seen that.
We're waiting for that. We're waiting for that because it's a
okay.
That one has not been posted in Discord yet, but let's go ahead and just talk about that because that is a huge deal.
Yeah.
We've got Cal sending to North Central Nick Castellanos, Bryson Stott, Jake Cronenworth, Adley Rutschman, Lamont Wade Jr., and Anthony Santander. In return, the North Central Cardinals are returning to Cal Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Brian Abreu, Tyler Stevenson, and Brendan Donovan. That's a lot of moving parts. What do you guys think about that one?
Sophomore Vlad. With a junior Adley going the other way. Castellanos is a sophomore going the other way. Man, I don't know. That is a real tough. I think I'm going to lean on Cal Bears winning that deal, assuming that it's posted and agreed. I mean getting Vlad is a big haul. Adley is a junior. I mean that's 2 years. You're going to have a elite catcher. It's not bad, but the rest of that return is kind of,
what I mean? We've got another deal here. Gavin Williams and Cole Carrick for Ketel Marte. That one's going through. Did anybody else have another comment on that big trade between Cal and North Central?
That Arizona State Sun Devils trade that just came in with Pitt Panthers, that one's pretty interesting.
Mike Schneider asks, is the league average all 128 teams or just your conference? There's no way to make it just your conference because we are merged as to one big league now. And the conferences are really just, in Fantrax's eyes, just divisions. So it is, the league average is all 128 teams. The good part about that is when we're trying to get those at-large berths in the national tournament at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think Pitt won that one. Freshman Hagen Smith and Roman Anthony. That's not a bad trade.
And you get 2 years of Burns, but I mean that's 3 years of Olsen. And you know, Kikuchi in Houston is a little bit different than Kikuchi when he was in other places. So, well, we'll see. I think that's pretty fair. I would probably lean on the Arizona State side, I think.
Getting ready to push a trade that was accepted on Discord. Now the North Central Cardinals are making a lot of moves. Teddy, you are making some really big moves out there today. Teddy is sending Juan Brito, Corey Seager, and Bubba Chandler to San Diego for Joey Cantillo, Garrett Crochet, and Joe Ryan. Ryan is a senior. Crochet's a sophomore. On the other side, Corey Seager's a sophomore. So that's a big move.
Sophomore Cedar is the best part.
Of course, out of the 3 years, you might get a 1 year of production just because he's
yeah, it's tough because you never know with the injury history. Crochet.
Yeah, I'm looking for some accepted stuff so I can make sure I get that pushed through.
Chandler and Brito, though.
I see the Jet Williams and Thomas Jay-Z.
Jet Williams. Oh, yeah.
Those are pretty fun heads-up trade.
It's an interesting prospect swap anyway.
Okay, so Cal has accepted the trade between Cal and Bryant, that one that had all those prospects. Let me see if I can push that through or if somebody else has or not. Looks like that must have gotten through. The Nimla, Marcus Simeon, Braylon Payne for Tiedemann, Snelling, and McGonigal. It looks like that must have already got pushed through by somebody else, so because I don't see it in the pending. Let's see, what else do we got here? Nick York being traded by Bryant. Bryant Bulldogs is making some moves. Bryant sending Nick York to Santa Clara for Braden Montgomery. That's an interesting move because you got a very, a big time first year player draft guy in Braden Montgomery on the move to Bryant. Nick York, a guy who's probably going to be playing a lot this year for Pittsburgh. So kind of a depth win now piece in Nick York for a future prospect potential of Braden Montgomery.
Is that one accepted in the Discord?
It's on accepted in both places, I believe. Let me go back and check that, but I'm pretty sure that was accepted on both. It was. I kind of like that you get the guy that's going to help you right now in Nick York, and then a pretty highly thought of prospect in Braden Montgomery from the draft last summer going to Bryant.
All right, you got some. So that Jet Williams Sagis trade, Baylor Bears. I'm getting lost in the Discord, man.
I know there's so many trades. I did just put through the one you guys mentioned. It looks like it was accepted. The Arizona State and Pitt trade, where Pitt was sending Matt Olson and Yusei Kikuchi to Arizona State in exchange for Roman Anthony, Corbin Burns, and Hagen Smith. Also, if anybody from the Discord is anybody from the league period, is trying to make a trade where you have the same player going each way, those have to be put through by us manually because for some reason in the test group last month, we found that it would not even let you process those. So we kind of have to do a workaround and move them ourselves. So if anybody has a trade like that, I'm not sure if I've seen anything remotely like that yet, but
it's interesting.
let's see. We've got another thing that looks like it was accepted in the Discord. Mike is trading Jesus Luzardo and Jazz Chisholm to Rhode Island for Ozuna, Trevor McGill, and George Klassen. Let's see if that's on the fan tracks here. I see that it's been posted and accepted in Discord. I don't see it on fan tracks. I don't know. That might have been one of those that went through earlier and they're just making good on posting it in the Discord. But that's an interesting deal. I like Jazz to have a big breakout this year. What do you guys think?
Jazz? I'm so pessimistic on the Yankees, man. I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to be a good season. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I've been a buyer on Jazz. I drafted him in this startup. I've got him in a couple of other places as well. I've always had this feeling on Jazz that he's one of those that likes the limelight and kind of thrives on that. So I think that when he was there in Florida, it was just kind of like there's nobody coming to the games. It's like easy to start going through the motions and that kind of thing if you're in that situation. So I just feel like that he's going to have a big breakout this year. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm not. Maybe that's just conjecture that's going to fail on my part. But that's kind of what I think. There's another trade here that looks like it's been accepted on Discord. FAU is sending Jung-Hoo Lee, who I love, Dylan Dingler, and Zach DeZenzo to Cal for Nathan Eovaldi, Cooper Ajerpe. That's an interesting trade. I really like Lee. I know I'm kind of the high man on him, but
I don't see that. Where is that?
It's in Discord. I don't see that one on fan tracks.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if that was one that went through. We had a bunch of trades that went through earlier before he fixed the settings. So it may just be making good on it by getting it posted in the Discord.
Matthew, Arizona State trades, Burns. Okay, so the Burns deal is accepted. That one.
And another Discord one that I don't see in fan tracks is Cal sending Bryce Rayner to Dallas Baptist for Gabriel Marino. Not bad. Another prospect for win now piece. I like that. Yeah, and Rhode Island in that Jazz and Luzardo deal. He just sent me a message saying that Luzardo was who he was higher on. So I get that too. Luzardo's got an excellent arm.
Agreed.
Yeah, and then JC2K is mentioning that one trade had already processed in fan tracks. So thank you guys for making good and go ahead and get that processed. Also, he said that was a senior Lee for a sophomore. Eovaldi. Eovaldi. I mean, he's older, but still, you're going to get a couple of years out of him. So, and that guy can be a workhorse too.
It's interesting.
Yanks feel deflated, losing out on Soto, and obviously them missing the playoffs.
There's.
I feel like Kenny's going to love this comment. So,
wait, what does it say? The Yanks feel deflated, losing out on Soto, and honestly, the missing the playoffs. They want to feels more like third.
Tony, if you don't tag him in that Discord post, he is probably not going to see that you posted it. So. Using the tags is highly recommended. Oh, wow. Another Cole Reagan's trade, this time going to Dallas Baptist. Let's see. Has that been posted on here? Looks like it may have already went through. I'm not sure. But Mike, I forget which team is Mike's. But he's sending Cole Reagan's, Brian Reynolds, and Isaac Paredes to Dallas Baptist for Jaron Duran, MJ Melendez, Max Clark, and Franklin Arias.
I would like to see the contracts on that.
Yeah, for sure. That's the part that's interesting, is that we don't know the contract status just by reading these.
Yeah. Oh, there's Lazard. Okay, so the Lazardo, Chisholm, Ozuna, McGill, Klassen trade is now in Fantrax.
Okay, there we go. Oh, and the one I just read, is on Fantrax now. Was that posted and accepted? That was Mike and DBU. Yep, Mike agreed on that trade, so I'll process that one.
For the reference, Mike, I believe, is Gonzaga.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That is Mike is Gonzaga. So Gonzaga sent a senior Isaac Paredes, a senior Brian Reynolds, and a junior Cole Reagans for freshman Max Clark, freshman Franklin Arias, sophomore Jaron Duran, and sophomore MJ Melendez. So the contracts make it balance out pretty well, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. Do we get that Lozardo deal accepted in Discord?
Oh, yeah, the Rhode Island and Gonzaga deal was the Jesus Luzardo. Oh, my gosh, that's a freshman Luzardo, too.
Yeah,
that's a big win for Rhode Island.
It definitely.
I have one of those.
Rhode Island posted, did Mike agree?
Did that go through? Gonzaga and Rhode Island, see if that trade went through. I got a weird error message when I tried to hit approve. So I'm not sure if that was just something that I messed up on or what.
It's gone.
I see a trade offer for me. I'll look at that when I get through with the stream tonight, and I'll get back to you. Florida Atlantic. I'm drawing a blank on who Florida Atlantic is in the league.
It did execute, by the way.
Okay, good. FAU is JC2K. Okay. Let me check. I got a couple of questions here.
Holy smokes. Trying to keep up with all this. Okay.
Oh, thank you for responding to Steven, Jim. Let's see. Trade chatter. Oh, somebody was trying to tell me at the beginning in the CBL chatter that they were all on auto trade. They were going through, so I didn't see that because I wasn't monitoring the trade channel, or not the trade channel, the CBL chatter on Discord. Got too many things going on at once here. And then Florida Atlantic is JC2K. Okay, thank you for letting me know. I will get to that trade at some point tonight. Just kind of got a lot going on right now. Yogurt Spit, he is Kansas State's owner, asking, are we supposed to be able to see all fab bids and trade proposals for all teams? Not for all teams. You are able to see the high bid on a player in the free agent claims area, but you won't be able to see who made that bid. Just whatever the high bid is at the moment.
So we're waiting on approvals still for that Jet Williams East deal.
Yeah, Neil, if you are watching the Discord, you cannot. We have to put those through ourselves. It looks like. Oh yeah, Jim, you already answered him in the Discord, so thank you.
And Alex Freeland, I haven't even seen that one posted. Freeland for
it was posted it was a Tony trade, but I have not seen it. It hasn't been accepted by Cal yet.
Gotcha.
Excuse me, NC State. It wasn't Cal. It was NC State.
No,
NC State sent Rengifo and Tony sent Alex Freeland.
Oh yeah. Fullerton and NC State. You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
Where he wrote Cal State Fullerton, I was thinking that was Cal, not Cal State Fullerton. So
yeah.
Oh, let's see. What else we got accepted that I need to get processed? We've got it looks like Trevor Story and Dylan Beavers. Was that put on Fantrax?
I haven't seen it in Fantrax yet.
Nope. I still see this Jet Williams and Thomas Segis on Fantrax, but I have not seen that posted.
Yeah, it's posted. 8:27 p.m. by Andy, but it has not been accepted.
It has
by
not been
Bill.
accepted. Okay.
There's the
So Baylor Mike. Oh, he did accept that. I see that. Yeah. So
Okay.
Jet Williams and Thomas Segis trade is now processed.
All right. You see the most recent post here by Dallas Baptist.
I have not. I'm not scrolled. Oh shit! There's the Juan Soto deal.
Yep, there it is.
Boom! I've got to see the
right
classes for all these guys.
Yeah,
but
we gotta
Dallas
see it.
Baptist.
We gotta see. We'll talk about it when we see it in Fan Tracks because that's the one.
There's the Juan Soto trade that was rumored. There was word on the street. I heard maybe 4 or 5 days ago that Juan Soto was on the move. I was like, I will believe this when I see it go through.
Oh, and he got traded to Illinois too. That's
Illinois. Juan Soto going to the Big Ten.
2 Juan Sotos in the Big Ten. Come on, man.
Every time he hits a home run for your Yankees, you're going to be pissed because he's going to be hitting it against your conference mates and potentially your team.
Well, he's not a Yankee anymore, so I've got no reason to like.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. Like this is not 2024. Mike is asking about Fab being public. There is a setting to where the high bid will be public. It doesn't tell you who the high bid is, though. So that way you can see. I thought in this league, with it being so unique, being able to see what the high bid is would be important because there's multiple copies of players, and you don't want to blow all your fab right at the beginning of the year because you only get it. If you run out, then you can't make any claims the rest of the year, and that's bad for the league, in my opinion.
Wait a minute, we're doing no $0 bids. Is that correct?
You can do $0 bids.
Okay, all right, good. I was only kidding when I made that suggestion. That was not a serious suggestion. That was me trolling.
Let's see. Pending. If you go to pending claims or drops, if you go to transactions, pending, and then claims or drops, it will tell you all the players that have a high bid right now.
Ooh.
So right now the highest, well, I'm not going to say that because I'll get hate. You guys can go there and check out the high bids yourselves. The other thing to remember though, there could be multiple copies of that player.
It is he that shall not be named ever.
Let's see. Pending trades. Do we have anything else? We're still waiting on the Cal and North Central deal with Adley and all those guys to be posted and accepted on Discord. And then the Cal State, Fullerton, and NC State deal with Rengifo and Freeland has not been posted and accepted yet. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. That one has been accepted now. So Alex Freeland is on the move to NC State. That's
done deal.
That's a typical Tony trade. He loves his Angels, and I can't give Tony any hate because he's won the league twice in Best Damn Sports League. So
yeah.
Good on you, Tony. You get your guy.
Doing better than me.
If you see if you check in the Discord, there's a font that I call Championship Blue. It's actually kind of a tealish color. But like you'll see the names. There's certain names like mine, Ram has it, Tony has it. The font color. If you win your league, you get that color font on your name.
It's cyan, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I just clicked it whenever I created the role for the Hall of Champions. You get your name in the Hall of Champions when you win a league, and you get your role will assign that color of font to your name, so everybody will be able to see that color and know that you've won a league in our server.
I like the green OTS supporter. I'm good with that.
That's probably more important. There's been several people react to the Juan Soto deal, but we have not seen that posted on Fantrax just yet. Hopefully nobody's backing out. Has anybody had a deal fall apart tonight? Anybody in the chat, or have you guys heard of any deals that fell apart?
No, I haven't heard any.
Yeah, I am interested to see what happens here.
negotiating going on in the chatter room.
I did not see Steven's comment in the main chat, so I don't know what he said there, but I'll have to hit him up later. Ty has mentioned in the Discord that's another level to this league I didn't think of, having your conference trade. Who's got their background music stuff going?
Oh, shoot.
I got you muted now, Jim. But Ty mentioned that's another level to this league that I didn't think of, having your conference trade for a bunch of studs and making it a bloodbath of the same names kicking everyone's ass. Imagine losing to the same player every week for a month. That is true, but that's also the other thing that I will mention is that because the postseason has 4 at-large bids awarded by points that are out, the top points gainers of teams not in the field will then get in the field by virtue of points. So you could finish a little bit further down in your league because of the fact that your league is so difficult. But if you've scored enough points, you'll still be able to get into the national tournament. Yogurt Spit, the Kansas State owner, says that he already got a blind offer of Josu DePaula for a senior Michael Harris.
Oh, what contract, DePaula? What contract?
Well, I would have hoped that DePaula would be a freshman in that deal.
Yeah,
that
he's a freshman.
That he was offered.
He's a freshman. I'll take DePaula there.
See, and I'm an extreme high mark on Michael Harris. So I would want the Harris side. I would want the win now.
Yeah, but dude, I don't know, man. Long term, that dude he looks legit.
But prospects are perspective. That's what I always say.
You're right. You're right.
Eric says, "What's up, y'all? Just getting on. Hope I didn't miss all the fun." Well, I hope you saw that deal that is still pending in the trades completed channel between Illinois and Dallas Baptist. I'll recap that. Now, I don't think we've actually broken it out on the air yet, but Dallas Baptist is sending Juan Soto, Ryan Sloan, and Robert Gasser to Illinois for Josh Hader, Devin Williams, Nathan Eovaldi, Garrett Crochet, Luis Severino, and Hunter Brown. That is a lot of arms there.
Well, wasn't DBU in the conference that had that one guy take all pitching?
No, they're in different leagues.
Okay.
Steven is in the American, and Steven is Columbia, and Dallas Baptist is in the Big 12.
Dallas Baptist is Big 12. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I've got to see. Eric says, "Damn, that's a trade." I have got to see this come through on Fantrax so that I can see the classes involved.
Yeah. That's really where this is going to make or break.
There's almost no situation would I trade Juan Soto if I had him. I mean, as a freaking sophomore, you're going to get him for 4 years because I'm guaranteeing you're using your red shirt on Juan Soto.
Agreed.
So that'll be 4 years of Soto that you're trading away. So that's a lot of production.
It is.
I'm noticing a slight glitch. I tried to trade somebody that's going to remain nameless. He's a sophomore on my roster page, but when I go to do a pending trade, it switches to junior. I don't know if that's a glitch or not.
Well, I think that might be an issue. Somebody might want to go to, if you make your trades, you may want to go look at on their roster page because it may be a glitch with the copies that on the, the chat message that you get when you get a trade. Is that what you're talking about, Jim?
Yeah, maybe that player's at a different class in that conference.
Yeah. It just may be a glitch with Fantrax. You may want to make sure when you look at making a deal, go to that other person's actual roster page to make sure you see the contract status or the class status of that player. You just want to make sure you know everything, what's going on there.
I think we've had several deals get posted in Discord and still haven't seen in Fantrax yet. But
Well, and you remember we had a bunch that went through originally before I fixed the settings. So I can only imagine that some of those are probably deals
Already
like that
active.
where they're just making good and by posting them in Discord.
maybe this Soto deal already went through, so that's something to consider.
I don't know. Let's see.
Buttermaker Cubs.
History,
It's
trades.
Illinois.
And then I'll scroll to Dallas Baptist and see if it's already gone through on Fantrax. It is not. So I haven't seen that one posted on Fantrax. It may have been sent by Dallas Baptist in Illinois. He hasn't gotten on to accept it because he hasn't posted in Discord either. So
Could be. Yeah, all those players are still on his roster.
yeah, it looks like the trades have kind of slowed down in the Discord. So I'm wondering if we've kind of died out.
Yeah,
okay, so
well, that was a flurry, though. I will say
Eric,
that.
Eric's asking, how do you know how many copies of a player are available? If you go to, and I mentioned this at the start of the show, if you go to the player pool, the free agent pool or whatever, off to the right, if you see like the where you would see like contract, fantasy points per game, like the headers there across the top of the player pool. One of those will say ROS, which is the number of times a player is rostered. Like you'll see Braxton Garrett, and then if you see the 7 way over to the right, that 7 means that he's rostered 7 times in the league. So that means there's only 1 copy available. If you scroll down here, Patrick Corbin has a 1. That means there's 7 copies available because he's only rostered 1 time. And yes, he also asked about the max bid on a player is intentional. That is correct. Just the unique nature of the league, I felt like it was important to have some of this be a little bit transparent. That way we know like what's going on in case something were to glitch or something. I just felt like that would be important to know what the max bid was. And especially with the fact that we do have some new players to Dynasty and that kind of thing. I just thought normally leagues, this is the only league I've ever created where you have that on. I just felt like it's a little bit of a unique league that it would be helpful to have that.
We got Ben Brown for Ben Rice just come through.
And I love Ben Brown. Wonder what contract year that is.
Yeah, that I'm not. Oh, it's a freshman Ben Rice for a junior Ben Brown.
Okay.
I still think I like the Ben Brown side of that.
Well, and what I want to do is, let's see here. Where is that trade? Ben Rice. It says in the pending trades, it says, like you said, Ben Rice freshman for Ben Brown Jr. I'm going to go to Florida International's roster page and see if that's actually accurate. Because Steven mentioned a problem about the way it was displaying earlier too. Ben Brown, where are you?
Transaction fantasy. Oh, the drafting is gone. That's right. That sucks.
Oh, shoot. That's
Illini. Ben Brown.
Oh, it's from Illini. So I was looking on the wrong team.
Yeah,
Ben Brown. Yeah, so it looks like it's right in the transaction page where in the pending transactions. It looks like that's right. Jim, where were you saying that you saw like where it was showing the wrong class? Was it on the little box thing at the bottom right whenever you start trying to do a trade? Yeah. Okay, so at least on the pending trade, in the pending trades, it's got the correct class at least.
Okay.
And, everybody, I know like that some of that makes us look a little bit like we don't know what we're doing, but this is the type of league that we've never had before. So there is a little bit of we'll figure it out when we get there going on.
There's the Juan Soto deal. I see it.
Yeah, I see it now too. Let's break this down. So from Dallas Baptist to Illinois, we've got a freshman Robert Gasser, a freshman Ryan Sloan, and a sophomore Juan Soto. going from Dallas Baptist to Illinois. And coming the other way, we've got from Illinois to Dallas Baptist, a senior Josh Hader, a senior Devin Williams, a senior Hunter Brown, a junior Luis Severino, a junior Nathan Eovaldi, and a sophomore Garrett Crochet. I actually don't hate it. Like, I know we were saying, 4 years of Juan Soto, but like, man, that's a lot of arms. You're going to get a lot of points out of those arms.
Probably Crochet being the best one. And
you got to hope that those guys stay healthy too.
2 closers for this year. Probably on close to playoff bound teams, maybe. I don't hate it either. I still think that I would take Dallas Baptist side of the deal and give me 4 years of Soto. But yeah, I do not chastise Illinois for making that deal though.
Yeah, I can see arguments for both sides. The one thing I would also like to figure out is what did Dallas Baptist, what are they having to cut? Because they're getting more players in return. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 3.
Yep.
So what are they going to have to cut there to fit those
maybe
players
nothing.
in?
Maybe
nothing because he's made a bunch of trades.
Yeah.
So maybe nothing. But there is a little bit of an offset whenever you do a 2-for-1, or when you're receiving more players than you're sending out. That there is a little bit of, what are you subtracting to add these guys? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Garrett Crochet as a sophomore, as long as if he stays healthy, if his injury problems are behind him, that is a really cool addition to your team. That's an anchor for your rotation.
All right. Buttermaker Cubs is on accepting his trades. So he accepted the Juan Soto deal.
All right, let's process it. And then what I want to do is, somebody's already processed it. So I'm going to share my screen again. And I want to take a moment to go to Dallas Baptist roster right now. And he may have more deals in the works. That's true. But I want to kind of look and see what we've got here. So let's go to the arms. Yeah, I mean, he's got Devin Williams, like we mentioned before. I wonder where Andrew Heaney's going to sign. My goodness, a freshman, Yuri Perez. That is awesome. Let me get rid of this media overlay. Because it's blocking everything. Style.
What is that madness that just got posted? Oh my goodness. What the heck is that?
That's what I was trying to get rid of. Anyway, we've got Yuri. He's got Yuri Perez already on his team. Reynaldo Lopez. Eovaldi, who I think he got in that trade. I can't remember now. Jake Irvin, Hunter Brown, Taj Bradley, Cole Reagans, Yamamoto. I forgot that he made those trades. Let's see. Yeah, he got those. Man, he has got Hunter Green, George Kirby, Chris Sale, Mason Miller. Man, God, he's got a closer's dream with Mason Miller, Devin Williams, Josh Hader. I don't see here, but he got him in that trade. There he is right there. Good God, that is Max Fried. Holy cow. Those arms are going to just be obliterating folks throughout the season.
Yeah, that's scary.
Jeremy, if you are around, if you're listening to us, you might want to come and talk about this trade, because I think it's a home run for you. It's because your arms are just unreal.
That it
looks like Tony's made another trade, this time with Illinois.
Yeah, I'm checking it right now.
He has got Illinois is sending Clayton Kershaw, Walker Buehler, Jonah Bride, and Jordan Adams, I think is who that is, to Cal State Fullerton, which is Tony, Ethan Salas, Hagen Smith, Toshman, Lugo, and Castillo.
And that's in Fantrax and ready to be approved.
Let's get it processed.
All right, I clicked it.
All right. Joshua Lugo. That's who that was. I was trying to figure out who the Lugo was. And Yolfran Castillo. Man, Illinois is going all in on the rebuild. His prospects. Of course, he's got 4 years of Soto. That's going to anchor a future contender. Has Memphis and Columbia has a trade here, and Kansas State. So Michael Harris, and that's the trade that Yogurt Spit mentioned on the chat. That trade. Let me scroll up and find it.
Yeah, Rhode Island accepted. That could be processed.
Yogurt Spit. He said he got a blind offer of Joseph DePaula from Michael Harris. That trade is actually posted and accepted on Discord. So we had a deal negotiated basically through the chat.
That's awesome.
Let's see here.
Manea for Aiden Smith we processed. I'm going to process that now.
All right. Is that the Memphis and Rhode Island one?
I got an error on it though.
Aiden Smith and Sean Manea. That might have already processed then, because there's several of us with permissions here to make the trades.
All right, and then we got Huskies and Illini. Did that one go for Beaver for Dickerson? I think I did see that one.
Yogurt Spit, Kansas State mentioned that the fact that the senior and freshman classes are abbreviated to 2 letters, but sophomore and junior aren't annoys me. I was wondering if somebody was going to point that out. I don't know how I did that.
It annoyed me when I was going through adding the contracts. I'll tell you that. But
I figured some folks that kind of are OCD a little bit might get annoyed by that, but at that point, that I just didn't feel like fixing it. Sorry, guys. Yell at me some more if you want. That's fine.
Ben Brown and Ben Rice can be.
I deserve it.
Yeah.
You said the Ben Brown and Ben Rice trade has not been posted and accepted?
No, it was, and I just approved it.
Okay.
I approved it.
Ben Attendee for Jordan Wicks. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, I'm looking for that one now. Tigers. Who's LSU? Clay? No.
Clay is Memphis.
Yeah.
LSU is his name in the server is LSU. So.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one post. Going through here, yeah, I don't think so.
Clay mentioned in the Discord that this is absolute chaos. What have you signed us all up for? Yep, it is. It is chaos right now. So yeah, I get it. It's fun though. It's fun chaos.
I'm still waiting for that Vladimir Guerrero trade to get posted and accepted.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Cal Bears is working right now. I'm certain of it. He works a lot of weekend nights on the weekend. So
yeah, and I don't see the Benintendi Jordan Wicks deal posted, although I might be missing it because these are like I'm having a hard time.
Shane Bieber, that trade was posted, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know if it was.
There's only 2 trades right now. Hit refresh.
Oh, okay. Hit refresh. Shut up. The in-season tournament, Mike, I'm glad you brought this up because we do have an in-season tournament, the College Cup, and I am going to do some sort of a. We've got Jeremy. I'm going to bring him on here in just a moment, but Mike, I want to answer your question first. I am going to do like some kind of like a beer mug that's engraved. That says, the champion or whatever. It'll say like something like 2025 College Cup champion and your team name. I was thinking either like a mug or like like a Pilsner glass or something along those lines in that vein. That's kind of what I was thinking about doing for the for the prize of the for the College Cup, which is the in-season tournament. We did that for the charity league, the 30-team charity league that we have in the server. I sent a mug to or Pilsner glass to the owner of Montreal Expos in that league. And I didn't really like the Etsy shop. The font was kind of generic, so I'd find a different shop on Etsy or something to create it. But that's kind of what I was going to do. So if anybody's seen anything like that that they really liked, please send that to me. Jeremy, where are you at? There you are.
What's up,
Holy
fellas?
shit. That rotation.
Yeah, man. I had to work hard to do that.
Oh my God. That is a stud rotation if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, my goal was just to try and get the right mix of trades. I mean, there were 9 of them all in all. And I just wanted to get the right mix to be able to upgrade every single piece that I could. And I'm pretty stoked.
When I heard that you were moving Juan Soto several days ago, and at first I didn't know that who was moving him. I had heard there was word on the street that Juan Soto was being traded to Illinois, but I didn't know which of the 8 Juan Sotos was moving. And I was like, who in the world is moving Juan Soto? It's like, I mean, it's just not the type of player that you normally see moved at a startup dynasty. And then I found out a couple days after that it was your copy that was on the move. And I was extremely interested because you always make a lot of trades right after the start of a new dynasty. And so like, I knew that it wasn't somebody that I was going to be worried about what they were doing in return, that it was going to be some lopsided dumb deal that they shouldn't have even traded him away. So I've been extremely interested to see who you were getting for a while now.
Yeah, that's actually the first move that I attempted to make and ended up trading. I figured if I could trade Soto and just get a haul of pitchers, that it would be worth it. And so once I was able to trade Soto, then my mission of trading to get all these other pieces was on. And, I just was pretty strategic with kind of the order that I went in. And near the end, I had accumulated more pieces than I would be able to roster on the active side. And so you saw a bunch of those deals where I was trading guys like Trevor Story and JD Martinez. I just needed to get some prospects back. So that was like my last maybe 3 or 4 trades, and that seemed to balance things out. So I actually have 18 players that came in and 18 players that went out. So I don't have any cuts.
And I see I've got your roster page pulled up now. So it looks like you're going with the arm strategy that Columbia Lions is going with. I see you have no bench bats.
Yeah, I do have some guys in the minors. Sweeney, I think, is one of my bats. That's the guy that's going to be up. And so I've got like 2 pitchers and 2 hitters, or no, 1 hitter that I can pull out of the minors if somebody gets injured. And as you mentioned earlier, I got Yuri Perez. I actually I started offering him today to see what I could get. I might
be interested in that.
Yeah, I might trade Yuri. So if you're interested in that, I'm probably looking like a junior pitcher to take his place and a bat, a senior bat. So we'll see what's out there.
Yeah, I might have to send you an offer later because I was looking to obtain him in the ACC draft. And unfortunately, I was like, I'm going to take him next time by. And sure enough, like, I'm trying to remember who took. Oh, yeah, it was the pick ahead of me, Florida State. Antonio in the Discord. If you guys know Antonio, he's had a lot of health problems lately. So Antonio, we're thinking about you. But literally, Antonio took him right before me. I mean, I was like, all the way as it's coming back to me, when you're like, I know who I want to go with, and you're like seeing the names hit off of each tile there on the draft room. And I'm feeling pretty good about it when I'm 2 or 3 picks away, and all of a sudden Antonio took him, and I'm like, oh, what are you doing to me, Antonio? So I thought for sure I was going to be drafting Yuri Perez, but Antonio sniped me. So I may be reaching out to you later or send you a blind offer or something to see what we can do. But that was definitely one of my targets that I missed.
I was pretty excited to get Perez and Bazana in the freshman early rounds. those were two pieces that I was really excited about. And of course, I turned Bazana, but I did that in order to kind of fill some big needs. So I'm Yuri might be on the board. We'll see.
Well, we may have to talk later. But is there any other strategies strategies that you were like talking to somebody through that you thought was going to
So
work out and then fell apart kind of last minute? You don't have to name names, but any deals that you thought were going to get through, but
well,
just in the end you couldn't cross the line.
There was one owner that I went back and forth with over 3 or 4 days, and we just could never get to the finish line. Interestingly enough, I actually got the piece that I wanted out of that deal from another owner, and it ended up working out and even better because the guy had an outfield bat for me to move Duran, and so. I ended up getting the exact deal I'd been working on, with maybe a little bit of an upgrade to it that fell through with another owner. I will say that I had a couple of deals that were contingent on other offers, so I had to wait for the other owners to complete a deal to try and get this one done. And that one actually fell through, and then I had another smaller deal that worked out. So contingent offers can hang things up sometimes. That can be kind of frustrating. But when you work at it enough and you're patient and you just try and find angles to help both people, the key for me with a big dynasty league and trading like this is you just have to find the right trading partners. You have to find people with a vision that matches with yours, and that's what I ended up doing. I kept on pretty much like every hour, every day. I was scouring that trade block to kind of see who posted stuff. And when I found somebody that was posting something that aligned with what I was trying to do on the opposite end, I reached out to him. So that was kind of my strategy, just being really active, trying to get all this done even before this part of the season was a big mission of mine, and it worked out.
Oh, that's great. This was an awesome trade, and it was great for us to be able to talk about it on the broadcast. I thought it was one of the cooler trades I've seen in a long time. So I appreciate you coming on and talking about it a little bit.
Yeah, thank you. It was a lot of fun to work through with Illinois, and we'll see what trade comes next.
Well, and I just before you go, I just want to say I hope this off season has been much less eventful than last off season for you.
Well, I traded Otani last off season, but then
I'm talking about it non-baseball terms. I know last off season, the storms and stuff down there really wreaked some havoc for you, and you got kind of busy there last off season.
Yeah, I was pretty fortunate. I don't live in Houston. I live in the Dallas area, so I don't deal with all the flooding and stuff they deal with in Houston. But I had what you're probably remembering is I was dealing with about a year's worth of home remodeling.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I knew there was some like renovations or something going on, but I thought it was because of the storms.
Yeah, no, I had we bought a house in 2017 that we didn't know had a lot of things that weren't done correctly, and so we had to end up sinking about close to $200,000 in renovations, and it was just one thing after the other. But house is good now. We're just paying for it, but part of life.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on and talking about the trade. I appreciate that. Looking forward to our MLFB auction starting on Tuesday, I guess is when that starts, right? The 21st. So, we'll have to maybe chronicle that. I've got it set to kick off that auction starting at 8:00 on Tuesday night. So we might have to pop on and talk about the start of that auction. I don't know if anybody else has done a couch managers auction before. The couch managers is glorious in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I didn't get to participate last year because I sold all my betting.
Oh, that's right.
But that initial auction was something else. It was a learning experience, a big learning curve. I was pretty happy with my team in the end, but it is a lot of fun just because it's a slow process, or it can be a slow process, and there's so many people you're betting on at the same time. You have to be really strategic.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of one of one of the reasons I decided I wanted to create another league that off season was because I love couch managers. In fact, my opinion is that it wasn't feasible in this league that we're doing now because there's 128 teams. But my opinion is that every standard style of league should start as an auction because it's really the fairest way to start a dynasty in a snake draft or whatever. It's so random what team is going to have opportunity to draft, a Shohei Ohtani.
It's interesting you say that. I actually joined a league. I'm replacing an owner that left, but I joined a league that actually does um, a reset with an auction every 4 years. So you can keep your MLB guys for 4 years, and you do snake draft in between the 3 years where you're not doing an auction. But then it resets. All those players go back into the pool, and you do an auction again. Your minors are different because they don't start counting, kind of like our league. They don't count against things until they're actually called up and you put them in the lineup. And at that point, they start counting against your years. But it is kind of same type of concept where you get to do an auction in the beginning, and then it goes to kind of a snake, or I don't think it's a snake or linear, but it moves to that for a number of years after.
We've had a couple of more trades come through. I don't know if you want to stick around or not. Jeremy, you're welcome to. We had a couple more trades it looks like have come through. VCU has on the move Hurston Waldrop to Illinois. Illinois has made a lot of trades. If he wanted to come on, that'd be great. But Illinois is going to be trading away Matthew Boyd and Ryan Weathers for Hurston Waldrop.
Yep, it's already processed. That's a great deal. I'm on the Waldrop side of that trade, so I like what Illinois did there.
What's funny about that is I am an Atlanta Braves fan, but I am one of those people that everybody Atlanta has sucks. So, so I have always been out on Hurston Waldrop. I did draft him in this draft, but I've been like, oh, he's going to the bullpen. Like, I'm always harsh, I guess, on Braves prospects. But that was an interesting trade. And then Illinois is also sending Austin Wells to Clemson, or not Clemson, North Central for Arjun Nimala. I really like Arjun Nimala, huge power potential.
And then
Eric has sent a question. Do you recommend posting trade on the trade block on Fantrax or Discord or both? I think both is recommended. I personally never check the Fantrax one. I always look at the Discord.
Me too.
I'm constantly on Discord. I think it's an easier way to get a dialogue started. So I think that the Discord trade block is the way to go there.
Yep. But do both if you can do both. If you don't
do both, yeah, because some people will do one and some people will do the other, and some people do both. So if you have an opportunity to do that, then that's what I would to do both. Then that's what I would do. But if you're only doing one, I would prefer the Discord because there's more. The more engagement you get with your fellow owners, the better.
Wow.
Then we got another deal with Rhode Island and Missouri. And Missouri, who was on with us earlier, is sending Jackson Churio and Jeffrey Springs for Garrett Crochet and Adam Mazer. What do you guys think about that? Churio and Crochet are both sophomores.
Yep. Springs is a junior and Mazer is a freshman. I'm on the Crochet side of this trade. I like Missouri.
I like both sides. That's a good deal. Churio is unreal potential, but Garrett Crochet can be an ace of a staff. So,
but DJ Lunchbox has to declare a winner.
Yeah,
so.
we got to know what Lunchbox. I'm wishy-washy. I'm like, I like both sides. So we got the Lunchbox here to give us the breakdown.
That's right.
Buttermaker Illinois is sending Andrew Vaughn to Wake Forest in return for Cole Carrig.
Yep, I'm still waiting for that to come through on Fantrax.
Yeah,
and be approved by WFU.
Has the Andrew Benintendi and Jordan Wicks trade, has that been posted at all on Discord?
It has not. It has not been posted.
Okay.
Neither has the Vladimir Guerrero Jr. trade that's been sitting there for a half hour.
God, I would love to get Vlad in a trade.
It's sitting there for an hour, actually. My bad.
Man, I would love to receive Vlad.
Me too. Me too.
I don't remember if I have any copies of Vlad.
I don't have them anywhere, unfortunately. I'm never able to pick the time where to get him. You know exactly.
I gotta remove the banner here. It's kind of in the way.
But you're right, man. Churio's dope. I'm not discrediting that. I like the other side.
Bryant Bulldogs owner Icky Thumper says that Churio will be in his prime in 5 years. So it sounds like he prefers the crochet side of that deal.
Yeah.
Oh, have not seen a trade come through in a little bit.
Yeah. Waiting on the two that are sitting there. And there's a couple that's been posted that I haven't seen yet, like the Carrick deal for Vaughn. Haven't seen that yet. There was one other one that I was looking for that I didn't see. I don't know about that story for Beavers. I don't know if we saw that one come through or not.
Story for who?
Beavers.
No, I didn't see that one. Who was involved in that deal?
That's
I scrolled up and found it. That was a Jeremy trade.
Jeremy and Mike. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one. There might be one or two others that I haven't seen up here. Another Jeremy trade with Crawford Seals Catbirds. Brace Reinier for Gabriel Moreno. So
yeah, I saw that earlier. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one come through Fantrax either. I've been trying to keep up on it. So
I like Gabriel Moreno. I actually got kicked out of a league over him. So.
Oh, really? That sounds like a story. Let's hear the story.
This was like 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. Yeah, because I traded Christian Walker for Gabriel Moreno straight up. This was kind of before, like Christian Walker had been kind of up and down earlier in his career, and so like I was kind of down on him, and I traded him for Moreno because I've always loved him going back into his days in the minor leagues. And that was one of those leagues where it was kind of the reverse voting system. In order for a trade to get processed, you had to have 8 people vote in favor. And I'm like, this is stupid. Like, and people started weaponizing. Like the guy that I traded with was very volatile in the league. So I had several owners tell me that they would not vote in favor of any trade that guy made.
Was that guy's name MAX? Maybe?
No, it wasn't. He wasn't in that league. But I went to the commissioner. I was really angry. I was like, so these people are in essence vetoing by not posting that they approve of the trade,
right?
Over reasons that are personal. Like it didn't have anything to do with the actual trade. I was like, this is bullshit. And I basically threw a fit about it. And I started negotiating with those people saying that, like, if you don't approve my trade, I will never approve one of yours. And the commissioner said that it was collusion for me to say that, and he kicked me out of the league. So,
oh wow, really? You're the one that got kicked out of the league when. Okay. Whatever.
The owner of Cal that's made this Vladimir Guerrero Jr. trade, Chris, he was actually in that league with me. So we joke about it in the Discord from time to time. Anytime we see a trade involving either Christian Walker or Gabriel Moreno.
That's funny.
Off topic, but Washington just got a pick 6. I've got that game. Wait a minute.
Yeah, dude.
The wrong game on.
Commanders are up 10.
I've got an old game on or something because it's got Eagles and Rams on my TV.
It's on Fox.
Okay.
Dude, Sam Laporta had a one-handed touchdown catch that was amazing.
Who did?
Sam Laporta,
Oh,
tight end Lions.
yeah. Let's see. What else do we got going on in here in the Discord? Let's see. CBL chatter. Oh, it looks like some people are posting what they have on trades.
We got the Vaughn and Craig trade through. Has that been accepted by AC or Wake Forest yet? I don't think so.
I wish that Illinois would hop on with us and kind of give us his take on that Juan Soto deal, as well as he's made a lot of trades tonight so far. So
Michael Conforto for Edwin Arroyo has just been posted. Oh, we got Wake Forest accepting the deal, the Kerrigan deal.
Vaughn, yeah,
that's approved.
I don't see that in the disc in Fantrax, so that might have been one of those earlier trades too.
You gotta keep refreshing, or else you're not going to see it.
Edwin Arroyo and Michael Conforto. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, Varno's posting that right now. I see he's typing, so that's a good deal, I think, both ways.
Teddy has posted the Vlad Jr. trade in there now. Just waiting on Chris to accept it. Ty says the Vaughn trade is through. Yeah, that's what I saw that too. Teddy Bridgewater. You guys, I gotta wait a minute. Why is he in? Did they get an injury or something at quarterback?
I don't have the volume on, so
I don't either.
Really been.
But Teddy Bridgewater got to represent the Cardinals here. So, man, Teddy Bridgewater is one of my favorite players of all time. But he was coaching high school ball last month and won the Florida State Championship game. Goff got hit in the head. There is what he said in the chat.
Oh yeah.
So Teddy is in he won. He was the head coach of one of the high schools in Miami. I don't remember which high school it is. It was his alma mater. I know that, but I just can't remember the name of it. But he guided that team to the high school state championship in Florida last month, and then now he's in a playoff game at quarterback. That is pretty wild.
Like Goff's getting ready to come back in, though.
Yeah, but that's cool that he got in the game. Teddy Two Gloves, one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, Goff was being evaluated for concussion, but I guess.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Oh, reverse. Oh, Williams has space. Oh, he's gone.
If Teddy didn't blow out his knee in Minnesota, I think he'd still be the starting quarterback in Minnesota today.
He's gone. Touchdown, Lions. That was nasty. Oh, that was nasty.
That play hasn't even started yet on my screen. Oh, Teddy threw a block there on that.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
Luke is excited, I'm sure. Or should I say not Jeff Passan? He's a big Lions fan. Shout out to Luke. All right, the Varno and Wake Forest trade has been posted and accepted in
yes, sir.
Discord.
And
Hope you already processed it.
Sure did.
Kenny's taking it over.
I'm just trying to keep things moving.
I know. Here I am, like looking at the football game and not paying attention to what I'm doing. Really, it's like the postings have kind of slowed, though.
It has. There's a couple stragglers coming through that we need approvals on. Still waiting on the Benintendi and Jordan Wicks between LSU and Illinois. I haven't seen that posted. So, Chris is coming in accepting the Adley trade. That is right.
There we go. You got it?
Yep.
Did the Lunchbox give a verdict on that one?
I did give a verdict on that one.
I don't remember which way it went.
I said that I would prefer to be receiving Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So I
Best
like
player of the
Chris's,
deal type thing.
I like Chris's end of that. Although
I like
the
both
one-
ways though on that trade.
it's there's a lot of talent going the other way too. So, but I would still take Vlad. Absolutely, you get 4 years out of him if you use a red shirt on him. So
Yeah, for sure. And
At
if
the end of
Adley can
4
get back to
years-
what he was the first half last year,
yeah, at the end of 4 years, he'll be like 32, 33, right? And then that's when, the large dudes like me, usually break down. So, yeah, I don't know if I want him much longer than that.
well, guys, I may move it to the Discord voice chat. I think I might put a pause on the a wrap on the night for the YouTube, and I might move over and just start a voice chat on the Discord. So if anybody wants to join us in the voice chat and just BS about the football game and any other trades that may come through, or talk about what's happened so far tonight. Anybody got any final words before I put a wrap on the stream?
No, this is fun league, guys. Love it. I'm real excited to be here. I'll be in on the voice chat then, but I'll need I don't know, maybe 30 minutes. So
Yeah, I might have to hit the head and stuff. So
I will say this is reminding me of the NHL free agency. That's like an hour of
it is. It was cool.
God.
That was cool. All right, guys. I'll see you on the other side. Later.
all right.
All right.